Hello. Welcome back. So, in this stream, in this impromptu stream, I hadn't planned to do it, but I just came across some unverified news. So, I'm not spreading fake news. I'm saying it right from the top. This story hasn't been verified yet. So, while I just set up this quick stream, it's not been verified yet, but there are rumors. There are rumors that there was another coup attempt by France. Of Burkina Faso. We're going to talk a little bit about Ibrahim Traore, the leader, the very popular leader. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'll sort of let you jump in the comments and let me know if you've got any sources at all to verify if this is true. There are some unverifiable sources that are saying that there was a coup attempt in the last couple of days. But as is usually the case, there is there is no sort of mainstream news coverage, but perhaps because we know also that we need a bit more verification, we need some reliable sources. So let's see if that comes to pass, if it happens. So let's have a quick look then at this is a piece that the BBC put out in May 2025. And so it reads, why Burkina Faso's leader has captured hearts and minds around the world. A charismatic 37-year-old Burkina Faso's military ruler, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has skillfully built a persona of a pan-Africanist leader determined to free his nation from what he regards as the clutches of Western imperialism and neocolonialism. I think my words aren't finding their way because I'm at the same time clutching a very amazing, thankfully gorgeous mug of tea. So I'm going to quickly share one of the
Good morning.
sources
The betrayal.
to see. I mean, some of them have like AI voices, and I just can't be absolutely certain. But let's just see what's being said. But remember, it's with the caveat that we don't know if this is verified news.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Power and Pulse. And to our loyal subscribers, thank you for staying grounded with us, for listening carefully, and for standing with truth even when it is uncomfortable. What you are about to hear is not speculation. It is not rumor dressed up as outrage. It is a breaking, unfolding political reality that once again places Burkina Faso at the center of a dangerous storm. Because Burkina Faso was under attack again, and once again, the attempt failed. This did not happen in daylight. It did not come with warnings. It did not announce itself. It unfolded quietly, in the dark hours of the night, when attention was elsewhere. According to emerging reports, a coordinated coup attempt was launched with one objective: to overthrow Captain Ibrahim Traore, and according to intelligence sources, to end his life. Let that be clear. This was not just about power. This was not just about politics. This was about elimination.
Okay, so it is quite a dramatic account, quite a dramatic video. I'm not patronizing. I'm just being factual.
The betrayal didn't come from across a border. It came from inside the room where war was being planned. While the world watched Burkina Faso fight jihadists, a senior military official was feeding classified intelligence directly to Western operatives. Troop locations, arms deals.
You see, this is the kind of thing that can easily sort of just make massive misrepresentations and just sort of end up becoming something completely different to what it is. But that's just the sort of reality of the media and then people like me who have microphones and video editing gear, right? So you can create something and then you can also talk about something that someone's created. So I I've only seen rumors, she says, rumors of this about this on YouTube. I haven't seen them anywhere else. I've checked everywhere. So let me know if I'm missing something. But since we're here, let's quickly go through this sort of BBC piece. So who is Ibrahim Traore? He's a charismatic 37-year-old Burkina Faso leader, and he's built quite a persona, and he's very determined to free Burkina Faso from what he regards is the clutches of Western imperialism and neo-colonialism. His message has resonated across Africa and beyond, with his admirers seeing him as following in the footsteps of African heroes like Burkina Faso's very own Thomas Sankara, a Marxist revolutionary who is sometimes referred to as Africa's Che Guevara. Traore's impact is huge, and this is a quote: "I have even heard politicians and authors in countries like Kenya in East Africa say, 'This is it, he's the man.'" This is a senior researcher at global consultancy firm Control Risks told the BBC, Beverly Oching. She goes on, his messages reflect the age we are living in, when many Africans are questioning the relationship with the West and why there is still so much poverty in such a resource-rich continent. After seizing power in a coup in 2022, Traore's regime ditched former colonial power France in favor of a strong alliance with Russia. That has included the deployment of a Russian paramilitary brigade and adopted left-wing economic policies. This included setting up a state-owned mining company, requiring foreign firms to give it a 15% stake in their local operations and to transfer skills to Burkina Faso people. The rule also applied to Russian miner Nord Gold, which was given a license in late April for its latest investment in Burkina Faso's gold industry as part of what Traore calls a revolution to ensure Burkina Faso benefits from its mineral wealth. The junta is also building a gold refinery and establishing national gold reserves for the first time in the nation's history. However, Western-owned firms appear to be facing a tough time, with Australia-headquartered Sarama Resources launching arbitration proceedings against Burkina Faso in late 2024. Yeah, live is up. Just thinking what's going on. Let's continue with this then. So there's Enoch Randy Aikens, a researcher at South Africa's Institute for Security Studies, told the BBC that Traore's radical reforms had increased his popularity in Africa. He is now arguably Africa's most popular, if not favorite president, Mr. Aikens said. His popularity has been fueled through social media, including many misleading posts intending to bolster his revolutionary image. AI-generated videos of music stars like R. Kelly, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce are seen immortalizing him through song, though they have done nothing of the sort. And that list of music stars, especially the likes of Beyonce and Rihanna, they're not usually the type to talk about politics. Ms. Ocheng said that Traore first caught the attention of Africans when he spoke at the Russia-Africa Summit in 2023, telling African leaders to stop behaving like puppets who dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. This speech was heavily publicized by Russian media, which has become a major player in promoting Traore's Pan-Africanist image. Traore attended commemorations in Russia last week. This is in August 2025 to mark the 80th anniversary of the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. He posted on X that he, along with military leaders from neighboring Mali and Niger, were inspired by it to winning the war against terrorism and imperialism at all costs. Thanks to his rhetoric and pushed by a slick social media campaign, his appeal has spread across the world, around the world, including among African Americans and Black Britons. Ms. Ocheng noted, everyone who has experienced racism, colonialism, and slavery can relate to his messages, Ms. Ocheng said, pointing out that African American rapper Meek Mill had posted about, well, I mean, I can just whiz through this a little bit, only because, you know, it's been a while now. I'm sure we've all seen posts about Traore on our socials, especially if we are inclined to consume political content. But it says here, but France's president is not a fan, describing Traore as part of a Baroque alliance between self-proclaimed Pan-Africans and neo-imperialists. Emmanuel Macron was also referring to Russia and China, whom he accused in a 2023 speech of provoking coups in Africa's former French colonies and hypocritically stirring up old arguments over sovereignty and colonial exploitation. Traore's popularity comes despite the fact that he has failed to fulfill his pledge to quell a 10-year Islamist insurgency that has fueled ethnic divisions and has now spread to once peaceful neighbors like Benin. His junta has, I never know how to pronounce junta, sorry, don't like that word, but okay. They've also cracked down on dissent, including the opposition, media and civil society groups, and punished critics, among them medics and magistrates, by sending them to the front lines of the war against the jihadists. For Ronaldo Depain, the Africa Deputy Director of the International Crisis Group think tank, Traore commands such support because he is young in a country with a young population. The median age is 17.7 years. He is media savvy and uses the past to build his popularity as a reincarnation of Sankara, he told the BBC. He continues, and he knows the art of politics, how to make a nation completely traumatized by a war feel there is a better future. He is really good at that game. You know, how do you do it? So if you are trying to move your population on from a past that is ridden with war and conflict, how else would you do it? Would you do it in a piecemeal way, or would you do it ideologically, philosophically? How do you get people together? Like, there's not going to be a perfect process to do that. So, you know, when you read these articles, you can just sort of you can sniff the bias and the judgment and the condescent. It's just, how else would you do it with a nation, with a population, move them on, even from pretty like major events? It's always politicized, even by heavily masked governments who seem completely moral and legit. You know, they can cloak it in all sorts, and they'll still manage to weave in some kind of agenda. Like, how do you do it? Of course, what's the perfect way? Anyway, so he knows the art of politics, how to make a nation completely traumatized by warfield. There is a better future. He's really good at that game. It's a game. Sankara rose to power in a coup in 1983 at the age of 33, rallied. There's something to say about having younger leaders. Can we not have them in the West, please? And do they all have to be old white men? Sorry. Here comes the comment section. Well, Serena, this is the West. What do you... No, but seriously. I'm just thinking of like Biden and Trump and others. But anyway. Sankara rose... I think UK is okay. Okay, let's just move on. Sankara rose to power in a coup in 1983 at the age of 33, rallied the nation under the motto Fatherland or fatherland or death, we will win, and was killed 4 years later in another coup that put Burkina Faso back in France's political orbit until Traore's seizure of power. Ghanaian security analyst Professor Kwesi Anning, who previously worked at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, said the popularity of the military leader reflected a political shift taking place on the continent, especially in West Africa. A 2024 survey in 39 countries by Afrobarometer showed a drop in support for democracy, although it remained the most popular form of government. Democracy has failed to give hope to the youth. It has not delivered jobs or better education and health, Professor Anning told the BBC. He said Traore was offering an alternative and recapturing the spirit of two historic epochs. The post independence era, when there were leaders like Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah and Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia, and a later era with Sankara and Ghana's Jerry Rawlings, whose coup in 1979 was also very popular at the time. I've seen this image before. That's the Captain Traore is at East chatting to people here with agricultural workers. And that was in March 2025. So it was Traore who stole the show at the inauguration of Ghana's President John Mahama in January when he arrived wearing battle fatigues with a pistol in his holster. There were already 21 heads of state there, but when Traore walked in, the place lit up. Even my president bodyguards were running after Professor Anning said. Traore offered a sharply contrasting image to some of the continent's other leaders who struggled to walk but clung to power by rigging elections, he said. Traore is stylish and confident with a very open face and a small smile. He's also a powerful orator and presents himself as a man of the people. In a sign that his Russian aligned, there's the word again, junta, has made some progress on the economic front. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank have given a generally upbeat assessment. In a statement in early April, the IMF said that despite a challenging humanitarian and security environment, the economy was expected to remain robust in 2025, and the regime had made commendable progress in raising domestic revenue, containing the public wage bill, and increasing spending on education, health, and social protection. Nearly there. As for the World Bank, it said that inflation had surged. So this is talking about the performance of Burkina Faso. A recent example being the claim by the head of the US Africa Command, General Michael Langley, that Traore was using Burkina Faso's gold reserves for his junta's protection rather than the nation's benefit. This appeared to be reference to the long-standing view of the US and some of its African allies that Russian forces were propping up Traore in exchange for a stake in Burkina Faso's gold industry, undermining the military ruler's image as a leader who expelled French troops in 2023 to reclaim the country's sovereignty. There's that word again, sovereignty. Whole video about it. I talk about it from a legal definitions perspective. You can check that out. General Langley's comments made in early April 2025 during a US Senate committee hearing triggered an uproar among the captain's supporters who felt their hero was being smeared. This was further inflamed when shortly afterwards the Burkina Bay junta, hate that word. What is it? How do you say it? Said it had foiled a coup plot, alleging the plotters were based in neighboring Ivory Coast, where General Langley then made a visit. There's an image there. A huge rally in support of Captain Traore was held in Ouagadougou on 30th of April, along with others in cities around the world, including London. So, Ivory Coast denied being involved in any plot, while the US Africa Command said General Langley's visit had focused on addressing common security challenges, including violent extremism. But here comes the word again, junta. I just wish I knew how to say it. I need to Google it right now. No, Serena, stop. Took the opportunity to organize one of its biggest rallies in Burkina Faso's capital over fears that imperialists and their lackeys were trying to depose the captain because Colin Powell lied, Iraq was destroyed. This is a quote. Barack Obama lied, Gaddafi was killed, but this time their lies won't affect us. One protester, musician, Oshibi Johan, told the Associated Press news agency. Rallies in solidarity with Traore were also held abroad, including in London on the same day. This is last year, 2025. Can't believe I'm saying that 2025 was last year. So he took to social media afterwards, posting in English and French to express his gratitude to them for sharing his vision for a new Burkina Faso and a new Africa, adding, "Together in solidarity, we will defeat imperialism and neo-colonialism for a free, dignified and sovereign Africa." It is impossible to say how things will end for the young captain, but he, along with military leaders in Mali and Niger, have certainly shaken up West Africa, and other states have followed their example. By ordering French forces to leave. The three military ruled neighbors have also pulled out of the regional trade and security grouping, ECOWAS. Oh, yes, of course, formed their own alliance and have ended free trade in the region by announcing the imposition of a 0.5% tariff on goods coming into their country. So, this regional trade security grouping, ECOWAS, it's an acronym, I believe. It's something that does not make a lot of people happy. Mr. Aiken said Traore could learn from others, pointing out that when Rawlings took power in Ghana at the age of 32, he was known as Junior Jesus. But after 19 years, he left a mixed legacy. He had been unable to stem corruption despite helping to create an enduring democracy. For a lasting legacy, Mr. Aiken said, Traore should focus on achieving peace and building strong state institutions to bring about good governance, rather than personalizing power and cracking down on dissent. Hold up. Rather than personalizing power. So, building strong institutions to bring about good governance rather than personalizing power and cracking down on dissent. The issue with that comment is a little bit like, yeah, we know you're popular, especially with the young. But for him to build that confidence, for Ibrahim Traore to build that confidence with a sort of significantly young population, and to build that confidence and then build those strong state institutions that Mr. Akins is talking about, he has to do that personal power game. You have to, in order to sort of win with a brand. It's how most elections are won, with a strong personal brand. So I thought that was a bit. I mean, I think sometimes, when these experts say these kinds of things, there's usually a dig in there. It's usually, I mean, they're usually just hating. So as I said, and as the title of this stream uh, may refer to a question mark. This is questionable. It's not been verified that there was another coup attempt, but there are rumors circling, and I'm here to perpetuate it. No, clearly not. I'm not. Don't get me in trouble. But just by covering this, you could argue in some way I am. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to just sort of check in with you, let you know that there's a video about sovereignty available. I wanted to flag this to you in case you know anything about it. Please share any sources, anything in the comments. And then I thought it's worthwhile, since we're talking about sovereignty and imperialism and all these words, I thought it was worthwhile looking at this. So that's why I dug out a piece about Burkina Faso and that JUNTA word. And so now we've got a piece of content that can be a little bit more informative and not just perpetuating rumors that we haven't yet confidently verified. But let's see what happens. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the new subs, and thank you for the super thanks and the support for the channel. I really do appreciate you very much. But there will be more. There are extra short videos available as well, so you can check those out as well. Yes, I bow in gratitude because I know you're also tuning into those and you're in the comment section, which I absolutely adore. I adore an active comment section, and I'm always in there in the comments replying. It's always me, and I never share links. So just putting that out there. But thank you so much. Again, if you have any sources, any information, just drop it in the comments. For now, have a lovely evening wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one.